Yes, wonderful friends. Welcome you all for this great endeavor of our studying Shastras. Nice to see you every day that you are able to make it convenient. Keep it up. For what reason it should be given up? What is worthy in this world? For whatever is being done so far, congratulations, and for whatever is to be done, for that, continuous wishes and prayers. Narayana. लोकसेवक धर्मस्थापक विरागी भक्त शिष्य मुमुक्षु जिज्ञासु श्रोता साधक परिश्रमी प्रेरित प्रशांत गंभीर and the Sanskrit Bhasha Jnata. These are the Vyaktitwas where we are aiming to strengthen our Adhyatmika Vyaktitva. Take the help of Shruti Mata, take the help of the Guru Ganas, take the help of the Devata Ganas. Jagan Mata's help must take also the help of the Ishvara and then the Parabrahma Tattva. So, join today's our study of Shastra, Shwethashwathara Upanishad from Krishna Yajurveda, the first chapter, the last mantra as to how the one who has done sadhana and reached Paramatmanubhuti, how is his vision, how he looks like. Not just like the Sthita Prajna Lakshanas of Gita, etc., but an idea is given to all of us, the sadhakas. It looks like this. And if it looks like this, then assured that you have reached the goal. Check yourself. Try for this state of being as it were, we are being guided in it. So, our friends, let us see that beautiful last mantra of Shwethashwathara and thus conclude our first chapter Adhenam to begin with the second chapter from our next class tomorrow onwards. Then, before that, as we do every day, our Narayana Sankalpas, Prarthanas, very essential part. They are for our contribution to the world and also to invoke grace for our own selves. Before that, a few minutes of our common sense thought discussion. Narayana. Today's common sense thought is 1 point, maybe 2 points, maximum three. One is key. The whole world which is there outside for our perception in the form of things and beings. Directly, that is never the cause of samsara, the cause of problem. The whole world which is seen by us through our faculties, presented to us. In fact, if we have little of maturity and openness of the mind, this outer world is such a beautiful one that it is giving us a company without which we would have been lonely only. The outer world is so beautiful, it is enchanting us with its continuous variety of presentations, its beauties. Everything is beautiful only in this world. The world is supporting us for our survival. The world of things and beings. It is giving us a chance for us to serve and then expand, isn't it? The best of all is the whole world outside is reminding us about the presence of the Lord, about the glory of the Lord. Is it not? So, the outer world of things and beings, everything is so beautiful, everything is so wonderful, everything is a miracle and ashcharya, everything is a masterpiece of the Lord, everything is an expression of the Lord, showing to us His power and His glory in so many ways He can express. And मोटे तौर पर समझ लेवे in his that way of expression at the macro level to complement each other. Not only there is beauty, which we define as beauty, there is also ugliness, which we define as ugliness. Maybe for our sadhana, but in the divinity, both are same. He can express in this way and that way, again without being touched by them. These two things are complementing each other. And the one who is able to in this way recognize the world, he is making maximum best use of the world, not getting troubled by the world. And in this world, as far as the sadhaka is concerned, everything is Bhagavan's glory. And where there is birth, there will be the death. They complement each other. Where there is pleasure, there will be pain. They are complementing each other. Like that, the Shatru hai to Mitra rahenge. Mitra hai to Shatru. That's how they complement. There is a victory also, there will be defeat also. There will be misery, sorrow also. There will be happiness also. There will be love also, there will be hatred also. For sadhaka, all positive have to be done. But in general, the world is made of that. From the divine standpoint, both are his own play. One beautifies other, one does the purana of the other. Each one is puraka, complementing, completing each other. So, from now onwards, let us no more say the world is bad. Let us say the world is divine. Every expression, everything from now onwards, presenting itself in front of us, first accept that it is divinity. Then divine is expressing this way. It's testing me as a sadhaka to this expression. How do I respond? And, so there are two responses. One is the Paramarthika response, second is the Vyavaharika response. Generally, we do the Vyavahara response, Paramarthika we forget. Some of them think of doing the Paramarthika response later on, but by the time the Vyavaharika response is done, the situation becomes so out of control that he cannot even remember to do the Paramarthika response. Therefore, from now onwards, let us do the Paramarthika response only to begin with. Then Vyavaharik. What is Paramarthika response? Simple. Whoever, whatever is in front of me, it is Paramatma only. Accept it. That's it. Then come to the Vyavahara. Okay, in the form of husband, in the form of wife, in the form of children, in the form of neighbors or friends or colleagues or servants, or just people who come for one visit and go. Maybe a salesperson, maybe a courier wala, maybe a taxi driver. First, it is Paramatma. So, Paramarthika response is done. So, our sadhana part is done, which is that's our purpose. Then at the Vyavahara level, it is so simple, isn't it? In that Vyavahara, we have nothing to gain from anyone. We only have to give. If that much clarity is there, then देखो पहले ना खुश होने से पहले दुखी होने से बचाना है अपने आप को. That is more intelligence. And what causes us dukkha is the wrong responses to the world. And what is wrong response? Ego and selfishness. We have to be selfless in this world. We have to be egoless in this world. With all the properties we have to be selfless. With all the great achievements we have achieved, still we have to be egoless, humble, in our own interest. By this, who is protected is we who are protected, we who are safe. If this is understood by some matured person, then he will respond in a vyavaharik manner in this way. So, that common sentence, which is given as a training in every of the sales departments or anywhere, है ना, shops में क्या कहते हैं, what can I do for you? This should become nature of our heart. What can I do for you? When this becomes overpoweringly powerful, then what you can do for me, we have won the game of our outer life. And those who suffer and make others suffer are those who say, what you can do for me. And in that nonsense attitude only, they live the whole life troubling themselves, troubling others. A little shift. What can I do for you? Only shift in our attitude. For our survival, for our happiness, what has to come? Anyway, it is coming. That never troubles us. Our inner attitude is the one which troubles us. Change it. What can I do for you? And you are always greater than me. You are always perfect than me. You are always correct than me. Decide it. पहले ही कह दो, you are correct. This is the Hindu way of living. In Hindu language, there is always yes, yes, yes. There is never the word no. No, Swamiji. No mother, no father. नहीं, नहीं. ये बाद में ऐड हुआ है. See, even when we accept somebody, we start with the word nahi. Why are you denying that? See how much egoistic person is. How much strong he is in his opinion that he is correct. How casual it is. For everybody, नहीं बेटे मेरे बात समझो. Everybody we start nahi. Why nahi? हाँ कहो ना. हाँ, you are right. Like Krishna. When Arjuna said, so much difficult it is to control the mind. नहीं अर्जुन तुम जो बोल रहे हो गलत ऐसा नहीं कहा उन्होंने. He said, हाँ Arjun. Asamshayam Mahabaho. What you are said is right only. Mano Durnigraham Jalam, then the answer he gives. If these two and such things, if we can bring those transformations, we have won the outer world. What can I do for you? And also, you are correct, you are better. And even if you have to refuse, refute, argument, reject the other person's opinion, पहले हाँ कहो. फिर कहो बट उसका ये भी तरीका हो सकता है. इस तरह से वी आर जस्ट गिविंग एन आइडिया ऑफ व्यावहारिक धर्म so that it doesn't create disturbance in the mutual relation, in our mind, in that person, in the surroundings around, even at the whole universe. Second thing. Third is, therefore, whenever we are in the sadhana or inside our own mind when we are relaxed, that time also, what is there is nothing but the same world of things and beings and our relation towards them, our attitude towards them. This is all what is the whole samsara about. This is what is the whole disturbance about in our Adhyatmic sadhana. And what is difficulty in understanding as to what is the solution. Just like outside when I opened the eye and I saw my servant, I said it is God. First, then the Vyavaharik Dharma. So, same way, whatever the thought is coming in our mind, about any person before the vasanas come and project the various emotions in the mind about that person. Just to say, yes, that person is remembered, is the expression of divinity. हो गया. That is a better way to conquer than trying to stop that person's thought to come in our mind. In this way, any person coming in mind, we say it is divine expression, then the persons with those specifications won't appear anymore. Because आप सब कुछ भगवान ही कह रहे हो, तो कोई ऐसे विशेष लक्षण लेकर नहीं आते. When somebody comes in our mind, is some visheshana. It's a relational visheshana. It's the nature of that person visheshana. It is a love or hatred or labha or hani we got from that person, that visheshana. When you visheshana yukta, when we remember people, then it becomes a thought process and lot of samsara goes on happening in the mind. We forget the sadhana for which we are seated there. So immediately a cat came in the mind. Now that looked at me with so much anger and I shouted at it. It also shouted. This is samsara. You are not sitting to meditate on cat. You are sitting to meditate on Brahman, but cat comes. Then you say that, oh, Bhagwan only in this rupa. Ho gaya. And then the cat will not come again and again. So too, a boss came who scolded yesterday. Okay, Bhagwan is in that form. हमारा कोई नुकसान नहीं है इससे फायदा है एंड बेसिकली everyone is expression of divinity. We have studied all shastras sufficiently for this knowledge or conviction. Paramatma expressing in so many forms. We have to realize Paramatma. Paramatma's forms are, our expressions are obstructing us because of our wrong relation. Wrong relation is when Paramatma expressing as something, that something we are valuing and not Paramatma. Solution is what? In whatever the way he expresses, we acknowledge that it is Paramatma. हो गया. इतना ही है और कुछ नहीं. Anybody in the mind comes, it is Bhagwan. करके उनको छोड़ो फिर डोंट डू देयर पूजा यू आर सीटेड टू मेडिटेट ऑन कृष्ण कृष्ण को ही ध्यान करना है हमको राम को ही ध्यान करना है बट द अदर फेलोज कम immediately okay the lord only in that form isn't it then that yeah, following thoughts about that person will not come otherwise we go with that person into the past or future or imagination memories is sahara kachra hota hai. So outside it is divine, inside also it's divine. Then the other Vedantic thoughts that it's only the memories about that person in the chitta came as thoughts. It's mere thought only. If somebody is remembered, it's only a thought. Like when you throw a stone in the still water, the water gets waves, becomes wavy. The waves are created in that pool of water. In the same way, in the lake or pool of the chitta, from inside, because of vasana, a thought came in the form of that person and it gathered momentum in the form of various relations about that person, comments about that person, all that, expectations, everything. These are all nothing but thoughts. And the outer person is different, the inner thoughts are different. Where is the person at all? He is not in my vicinity. कभी कभी तो एक बंदा जिसको हम 30 साल 40 साल पहले मिले इवन नाउ द थॉट कम्स वो मर के कितने साल हो गए इवन वी डोंट नो वी मस्ट हैव टेकन बर्थ समवेयर और वेयर इज वी डोंट नो ही हैज फॉरगॉटन अस ही हैज बेटर पीपल बट वी रिमेंबर सो दैट्स ऑल मेमोरी इट हैज नथिंग मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन दैट वो बस उस समय आई डिडंट नो हाउ टू डील विद द पीपल in the form of karma yoga. Therefore, I gave excessive importance. That's how that person's memory got in the mind. That memory has only one time to express as vrittis when we are doing sadhana. बाकी टाइम हम प्री ऑक्यूपाइड होते हैं इसलिए वो वृत्तियां या मेमोरी और वासना ज्यादा एक्सप्रेस नहीं होती. So when you are trying to quieten mind at that time, not involved in the outer activity, So that time from the memory they come. है ना? स्मृतयः प्रमाण विपर्य विकल्प निद्रा स्मृतयः पंचवृत्तिस आने दो जाने दो क्या वैल्यू करना है. Okay. So, first important thing today was outer world is so beautiful. It's a divine expression. By seeing divinity, enjoy it. When we are pure in heart, when we are selfless, then world never harms us. Like they tell when there's a tiger or the lion, just don't get reacted there, then it will go away. If you reacted, it attacks. So to the tiger, lion, like a world, when you don't react with ego and selfishness, it will not pounce on us. It will just go. इनकैश करना है तो एवरीथिंग इज डिवाइन एक्सप्रेशन. अब कब स्टार्ट करेंगे ये साधना टू सी द लॉर्ड एवरीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड आउटसाइड? दैट्स व्हाट वी आर लिसनिंग फ्रॉम सो मेनी इयर्स, isn't it? Second thing is inside the mind also. Two things we have discussed today. Third one is, as we saw yesterday also, as regards our own sadhanas. And self experimentation, self questioning. Is the sadhana thoroughly understood by me? Is the sadhana perfectly done by me or not? Gives a thought on it. Let it be not done mechanically, but done consciously, not imperfectly, but perfectly. Isn't it? थोड़ा भी परफेक्शन हम बढ़ाते जाए एक एक साधना का, वही हमको प्रगति देगा है ना. एज वी टाइम एंड अगेन से, if we have done sadhana well today, that will be carried forward to tomorrow. So focus on today's sadhana. Rather, focus on the sadhana right now which we are doing. Isn't it? That helps us in doing this sadhana better tomorrow. That helps us in becoming aware, and that helps us in doing all other sadhanas, all other activities also perfectly, because our awareness level is increasing. है कि नहीं बोलो? अब मैं क्लास कर रहा हूं आपको, तो when I become fully aware of it and see how best it can be done, and a little improvement in that, this itself will be better for tomorrow. And this habit makes me do other things also in an improved version. Every sadhana in that way, by being conscious while doing, seeing to bring more and more perfections in that, we have to enjoy. ये सब क्यों नहीं होते हैं? As the same thing it is. Neither not convinced about the goal and means, and still the convictions regarding the world and world's pleasures are not reduced. And also, this is not overnight thing, no? बहुत समय लगता है इस तरह बाहर से भीतर आने में, इस तरह हमारे फैकल्टीज पे फोकस करने में और उसको समझने में, उसको शांत करने में. इट टेक्स टाइम. And we are always, whether we accept or not, victims of the prarabdha, victims of the outer world, victims of our own so far carried ignorance and delusion. ये suddenly जाओ कहे तो नहीं जाते ना. Like somebody attached to you, hey, you leave here, but they won't leave you just like that, because they have built so many expectations from you, so many. In the same way, all these things called ignorance, called our own delusion, and lot of karma phala, the prarabdha we have brought, no, they are all effect. We have to humbly accept them, we have to negotiate through them, and still try to do every sadhana as perfectly as possible with full awareness. Focus on that. This is the third thing today. Last thing is, almost every week at least once we discuss. What is it is? To do all these things, tremendous amount of strength is required, stamina is required, subtle energy is required, that vitality is required. Create that by more and more, what you call upasanas, japa, मंत्र, नो ये सारे ना हमें दिव्य शक्तियां देते हैं. Second is, these created energies should be used for this purpose. In other words, observe ourselves that which are the wrong things we are doing, which are draining away our energies, which are taking away our vitalities, thus making us effectless in our sadhanas. They have become so mechanical that we don't even have the stamina to observe what sadhana we are doing. Stamina to observe and correlate whether it is perfect or not. No stamina even to know at that time of doing sadhana that am I doing it perfectly or not. बस कर ही जा रहे mechanical. What are those things which I am doing every day because of which all my attentions, my strengths, my abilities are draining away. So उसको हमें check करना पड़ता है ना? These are the things all Shastras talk about. But for us to notice them, for us to listen to them, for us to understand them, for us to accept them, for us to know that we have to practice them, it is taking time. It takes time. Maybe now the time has come. From now onwards, the things which disturb and waste away our energy, let us not do them. है ना? And what that wastes our energy is only these two. The entire variety of bhoga saktis and bhoga indulgences. Second one is our reactions to the world, which we have already seen in the first point, isn't it? People will not do what we like to do. So only solution is don't like anything. Else, for everything of everybody, we react, not knowing that our vital energy is wasted in that reaction, in that anger, in that frustration. Our calmness, quietness, poise is disturbed. More so, we are distracted from the goal and we have proved that we are still ignorant that the world is goal for us and that also improving the world is goal for us and that also improving the world suiting to us is the goal wherein we ourselves are useless. What a funny tragedy देखो हम खुद ही न भगवान से न परमात्मा से न धर्म से पूरा ट्यून्ड है और हम कहते हैं द लोग शुड बी ट्यून टू मी. व्हाट ए फनी थिंग यू नो. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ दूसरों के जय से पहले खुद को जय कर रहे हैं. Let us tune ourselves to the truth, to the sadhana, to the guru, to the Lord. That we never attend at all, which is very crucial for Adhyatmic sadhaka. And all our attention is how to mold the people to tune to me. And I myself am not stable. My importance, my priorities, my values keep on changing. Sometimes people try their best to tune to us. By the time they tune to us, we have already changed our tune. And it is impossible in the very dynamic world of continuous change of million types, nothing can remain same. Nothing can remain same. People cannot love us all the time, cannot value us all the time, cannot give importance to us. Not possible. Impossible. Are you giving to any person continuously value importance? No. When you get nidra, you go for it. When other work comes, you leave that person. That person doesn't know that you have some other priority at that time. So that person expects. Then he is miserable, you are frustrated. In the same way, when we expect from the people, we are miserable, they are not frustrated, they enjoy our stupidity. Things continuously change in this world, and all the change ends in ending only. These important things, as soon as possible, we recognize and accept. Our mind becomes calm. The disturbance in the mind is अनहोनी को होने का कोशिश करना. Impossible trying to make possible is the disturbance in the mind. What is impossible? Stop changing the world, changing of the world, or making the world convenient to us. It never happens. You know, was there weather any day convenient to us? No, we adjusted. Was there traffic any day convenient? We adjusted. Was there any one meal fully convenient to us? No, but we adjusted. Like that. Life cannot be convenient. It's like that. Life is like that. Let's play the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you win, sometimes you weep, and sometimes you grin. It's how the life is like. So, the first thing is respect the world, love the world, accept the world, say the world is divine. Outer. Same way, inside also. Whatever thoughts regarding the world come, either use this principle of everything is divine or use the Vedantic principle that they are mere thoughts. Evaluate them. Third one is any sadhana, perfection in it, improvement in it every time. And although it depends on that day's mood, that day's prarabdha, that day's duties, that day's obligations, that day's physical health, इतने चीजें होते हैं ना हर दिन हमें इन्फ्लुएंस करते हुए. Let them play their own part. Our part is how better I can do this sadhana today. That gives enthusiasm, that gives inspiration. That's a positivity. That is a very good habit, healthy habit. Fourth one is conserve the energies. By stopping to indulge in the unwanted things. So far बहुत हो गया. अब इतने जन्म जन्म वही भोगों में हम रम रहे हैं. Little pleasure they give, which are nothing to with spirituality, but how much of time is wasted. It can be anything. Whether you feel like talking to somebody over phone out of some sympathy, love, or some attachment and concern, a Vedantin becomes little stronger in that. कोई जरूरत नहीं. And remember in life, as we saw this yesterday, day before, both times, morning class में, any good quality we have to inculcate in us, or any bad thing we have to remove. Though complete elimination is our goal, complete accumulation is our goal, of the negative and positive respectively, yet please remember the joy in the success is achieving it little by little. कभी भी कोई बात पूरा एक ही दम होना चाहिए ऐसा मत करना. होता नहीं हो सडनली. इट्स ऑल ग्रेजुअल. लाइक एक्सीडेंट सडनली होता है बट हीलिंग it takes time now. In the same way, we have to do little by little only. Like I spend every day 20 minutes or 1 hour talking to my friend over phone. Now, suddenly, if you stop talking, then it will not be a healthy sign. That's one somebody can do if somebody is really ruthless in his decision to save his time, etc. If he doesn't care for any consequences, that daring is different. There are some people, very exceptional. But for you and I, make that 1 hour as 30 minutes. Make that only to the point. They are wise people. They don't miss any relations and don't make any relation a problem to them or the relatives also. बेटा फोन करेंगे बेटे को सब ठीक ठाक है कोई चाहिए तुझे आज तुमको एवरीथिंग फाइन जरूरत है तो फोन करो उठाए नहीं तो व्हाट्सएप मैसेज करो 1 मिनट में निपट देना इन द सेम वे यू हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ टीवी वाचिंग तो डेली 4 घंटे देखने वाला सडनली छोड़ो तो नहीं कहते नहीं हो सकता तो मेक इट 3 hours मेक इट 2 hours isn't it डेली हाफ एन आवर न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने वाला so you can't give up that. Make half an hour into 20 minutes. Only go through the headlines. Conscious hona hai. What is consciousness? I am wasting my half an hour in studying the paper. Because उसमें उतना important नहीं है. It's a habit. So let me make it 20 minutes. So I am conscious now that today only 20 minutes I spend in paper. Oh, headlines I will see. Any important news I go through. After 3 4 days, 15 minutes कर दो उसको. And those 15 minutes use for sadhana. That is more important. है ना? Don't start another newspaper. स्वामी आपने कहा 30 मिनट को मैंने 15 मिनट कर दिया इतने मैंने और एक हिंदी दूसरा भी न्यूज़पेपर मंगा रहा हूँ. It's not newspaper, it is news sense only. Don't create all that. Alternative always should be spiritual only. There is no need to tell every time. तो आपने तो 15 आधे घंटे को 15 मिनट करने को कहा, मैंने किया। उस 15 मिनट क्या करना आपने बोला नहीं। Then I have started other new worldly thing. That won't help, na? So little by little, the bad habits we have to give up, then good habits we have to develop. अब गीता पूरा 18 अध्याय यू कैन चैंट, है ना? इवन आई लीव यू 1 करोड़ रुपए, यू टेक द मनी बट यू विल नॉट चैंट. So therefore what to do? 10 श्लोकास इज एन अचीवमेंट. अब इमेजिन करो आप पिछले 10 साल से गीता का हर दिन 10 श्लोक पढ़ रहे मानो, जो 3 मिनट ही लेता है. अब बाई द टाइम यू कुड हैव रिटन योर ओन गीता. इतना प्रैक्टिस और नॉलेज आ जाता. बट nobody told us, and we are sufficient in our ego, subtle ego, very quiet ego, to do only what we want to do or what we like to do. We only listen to other, never to follow. अपन सब धृतराष्ट्र के संतान है ना, उनके ही संतति है. So we have lot of such aberrations. So a Vedic mantra 2 minutes पढ़ो, 5 मिनट एक मंत्र 3 बार करो, हो गया ना. श्लोकम स्तोकम ग्रसेत ग्रासम. थोड़ा थोड़ा ही हमको लेना चाहिए अंदर, isn't it? That's the beauty. And the best thing in all it is, we are conscious that we are sadhakas. As a sadhakas, all our attention should be shifted from the world to the Paramatma. In the process, these all things help. A 10 minutes japa, 15 minutes puja, 10 minutes bhajan, 10 minutes stotra patanam, isn't it? So, ये सब मैं to fully able to command my own day and to dedicate that day for sadhana, I am doing it. I'll keep on doing it consciously. I know it will happen one day. नहीं like हर दिन पौधे पे पानी डाल रहे. We know one day it will give us the buds and flowers. But every day what we have to do, we have to do. And which part of the plant will give the flower, हमको नहीं पता. जब आएगा तभी पता होता. But हर दिन पानी डालो, उसका रक्षा करो. So to let us water our sadhanas every day. Then the required results the Lord starts giving. And all results are inner calmness and quietness, because we don't have the outer desires, we don't have the inner vasanas. And the result is we are able to more focusedly attend to our Shastra Jnanam and the truth that is indicated, the goal that is indicated, the reality that is indicated. We are becoming more and more inclined towards it. That is what is progress in sadhana. So, more listening hours, more study hours, more contemplation hours, more meditation hours, and along with the time, more depth in all of them. This is the meaning of the result. It will happen. So, the four crucial things we try to understand today. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavtu Sahana Unaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. एरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ॐ नमः. ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. भव एव भवानिति मे निधरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म से वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृते पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्धस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्य दिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालयादीनां भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना ज्ञाग साधना सेवादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः शाश्वतरूपेण सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम निखिलाधारम अव्ययम निगमाद्यगतम नित्यम नीलकंठं नमाम्यहमथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So friends, we have spent sufficient time in trying to understand the 15th mantra, which went like this: Tileshu tailam dadaniva sarpihi आपस्रोतस्सु अरणीषु चाग्निः एवमात्मात्मनि गृह्यते सौ सत्येनैनं तपसा योऽनुपश्यति. So the four examples are given to tell that, like in these examples, the Atman is in us, and as in our examples, those essences that were hidden inside were brought out through the special efforts. In the same way, the cell within ourselves hidden has to be made manifest, means has to be experienced, has to be invoked, has to be brought into surface. That is through two things. One is the pranava upasana and such sadhanas. Second is the two outer and inner sadhanas which help us in doing this main sadhana. Main sadhana is churning through pranava, realizing self. But why we are not able to do it? The outer and inner problems. The outer and inner problems are sorted out through these two sadhanas. One is satya, second is tapasya. And what is satya? यथा भूत हितार्थ वचनेन भूत हितेन सत्येन सत्यम भूत हितम प्रोक्तम, which we saw today in our common sense thought also. Only one idea, that the whole world should be benefited by me only, that also in values, in dharma, in bhaktyadi, and in vedanta, in short spiritually. Because spirituality में ही हित है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी का सपोर्ट करने वाला धर्म और वैल्यूज, उसमें ही सबका हित है, फिक्स्ड इन द माइंड. With this fixation, we don't trouble the world because of our own desires, etc. We also don't get disturbed by the world. This is how, by Satya, we have to sort out all our outer problems, which are obstruction for our pranava dhyana, pranava upasana. And always remember, first and foremost, we are sadhakas till we realize the self. Therefore, we do sadhana only. As a part of sadhana, whenever we have to interact with the world, at that time, our attention is bhuta hita. This we have to remember. नहीं तो क्या होता है, भूत हित कहा करके We start becoming so busy in doing the hita to the people, even though they don't want from us. And we forget our sadhana. And we become a great social worker. ये भी थोड़ा इसलिए सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य को समझना है. यथा भूत हितार्थ वचनेन भूत हितेन is when the situation or occasions arise. Not we keep that as goal. Our goal is inner Paramatma only. Our sadhana is inner only. If we are able to do that, that itself we have to do, though no need of any bhuta hitartha vachana satya. But we cannot do sadhana, we are obliged to the world, we have to do something. It's not the world is inert, it is conscious. The beings are there with their minds, intellects. So they react, they respond in so many ways. At that time, not to allow that to become samsara, we are attending to this satya. Bhutaitartha vachanena bhutaitena satyam bhutaitam prokta. करेक्ट है ना. हमारा अंतरंग साधना ही मुख्य होना चाहिए, बहिरंग आवश्यकता के अनुसार. When we are not able to the inside, we do outside consciously. After doing that outer work, when the rajoguna is reduced, go back to the inner sadhana only. हमेशा अंतरंग साधना को ही करने के तैयारी में प्रयास में रहना चाहिए. नहीं हो पा रहा है तो आउटसाइड सेवा, बट वन दैट्स डन कम इनसाइड. डोंट मेक आउटर थिंग्स, even it is dharma, even it is seva, as a habit, taking more attention of ours than sadhana, taking more importance than our inner sadhana. Otherwise, we are again fooling ourselves, deluding ourselves. So, that is the meaning of satyena. And second was tapasa. What is tapasya? मनसश्च इंद्रियाणाम ऐकाग्र्यम परमम तपः. अब देखो इसका इतना 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 इंपॉर्टेंस, because the self in me is me only. Instead of experiencing me, the self, which is so close to me, so closer even than this pseudo aham, why it is taking so much time? Is it not because of the anekagrata of the indriyas and mana? There's only one reason. Our mana and indriyas are non-spiritual, they're outside, they're anekagra. Therefore, this sadhana becomes more crucial, tapasya. And what helps us is only these two things. One, our goal is inner Paramatma, which is beyond upadhis. Second, the whole world in which our indriyas and mana are indulging is nothing but kalpita or mithya. And also, if the indriyas mana go there, the indriya mana also are caught up in them. And we are not able to do our inner sadhana. है ना. जैसे आप अपने सर्वेंट को कोई काम देना चाहते, बट उसको पुलिस पकड़ के ले गया, या नहीं तो उसको दोस्त उसको भी किडनैप करके ले गए. अब हाउ कैन यू गिव हिम द वर्क? So too our mind and indriyas have to be given the adhyatmic sadhana work, but they are kidnapped by the world. Then they are, it's gone. It is never available only to us. So other than the world is mithya, this jnanam, world is biding this jnanam. लाइक बच्चों को उधर मत जाओ, उधर तुम गिर जाओगे, तुम्हारा हाथ पैर टूटेगा, वहां भूत प्रेत है, ये सब कहने से वो वहां जाने का रुकेगा. नहीं तो शैतान होता है बच्चा, उसको जाना ही को मन लगता है. सो टू द माइंड इज ए शैतान. इट जस्ट वांट्स टू एंटर द वर्ल्ड. द ओनली वे टू रिफ्रेन इज बाय टेलिंग इट that it is binding. It is not my goal. It is I who gave importance, therefore it's important. First of all, it is not real at all. Not once. Any number of times the senses and mind wants to go, so many times you have to tell. जैसे बच्चों को कब तक कहना है, जब उसको अंदर से ज्ञान आ जाता है, वो खुद ही वो गलत काम नहीं करता. Till that time we have to go on telling. So till the mind senses become antarmukha, this thing we have to tell, oh mind senses, wherever you are going, it's only going to bind you. है ना? Here tell the mind means tell to ourselves, I am going through my eyes into the world of forms. That creates vasanas, that makes me bahirmukha, that becomes a habit too, that wastes my time, energy, and that makes weak or dull my inner sadhana. Therefore, avrutta chakshuhu. You understand? In this way, indriyanam and manasah cha aikagryam. Today, this topic will come exhaustively. In which text? Gita, Ramayanam. In one of the today's class, this topic will exhaustively come. I don't remember कौन सा अभी 9 text देखना है. So मनसश्च इंद्रियाणाम ऐकाग्र्यम परमम तपः. लो इसमें एक ही रहस्य फिर से हजार बार कहेंगे कि आपका बच्चा या पोता जिस पढ़ाई के लिए उसको कॉलेज में स्कूल में जाना है वो छोड़कर और जहां भी वेर एवर इज गोइंग वो फालतू में जा रहा है. डू वी फील इट और नॉट? Why this fellow goes to so many instead of doing the work? But why this fellow listens to radio? Why are 10 minute में एक घंटा he'll go outside and और बीड़ी पी कर आता है? Don't you have the questions why? And what is the thing in that? ये तो फालतू है ना? Why is he going there? In the same way, wherever the mind and indriyas go, it's all faltu only. It is meaningless. Generally वो meaningless नहीं है. Meaningless है. Particularly when we are spiritual people, it is not only meaningless, it is sheer waste. This conviction has to come. And the funniest thing, the sad paradox kya hai? When we have become sadhakas, the Bhagavan takes away world from us, not realizing that it is Lord's response. That when I wanted to become sadhaka, sadhana is antarmukha, therefore he is taking the things away outside. Instead of realizing it, what do we do it? हाँ भगवान आप क्यों नहीं ले जा रहे हो दुनिया को फिर से मेरे सामने रखो. And we only are indulging in the world, we are only demanding the world. Wherein Bhagavan is helping by taking them away so that our attention is only towards the truth. What is there in this world, in every involvement? It's all like swapna. It's only a routine thing. There's nothing remaining the same. It's always changing. This should click to us as early as possible. Only one thing. I have to taste my inner own आत्मानुभूति. I have to establish in it. और उस चीज के लिए ना कोई भी दाम कम नहीं है, ज्यादा नहीं है, कम ही है. Any price paid is not much. The price is this outer thing. That's what he says. मनसश्च इंद्रियाणाम ऐकाग्र्यम परमम. तो देखो, theoretically, all Shastras, 100 times we studied. Theoretically, we know all the knowledge. Yet, practically, we can't do sadhana. Practically, we can't experience self. If this tapasya is not done, if the manaha and indriyas are anekagra for whatever the reasons. कितना important है देखो ये साधना. And that's why to achieve it, those days they leave everything, go to the jungle and वहां वो मन इंद्रियों को एकाग्र करते हैं, भगवान उन्मुख करते हैं. They'll turn their attention towards only the divine. For 10, 20 years when they do, then they slowly master it. And then use that controlled mind intellect to focus on self. And the glimpses of the self come, they continue that till the full establishment comes. After establishing, little they practice to come into the earlier familiar world without compromising with their inner experience. Slowly, when they do it, maybe again 10 more years, wherein they are maintaining their inner Atmanubhuti, yet outside they are responding or serving the world. They are called great Mahatmas like Puja Gurudev and all. Always आत्मानुभव में रहते हुए ही आउटर जगत का जो कल्याण करना है करते हैं. वो भी आफ्टर लॉन्ग प्रैक्टिस. नहीं तो द इनर पॉइज स्टेबिलिटी डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है द मोमेंट वी बिकम आउटसाइड इफ यू हैव नॉट मास्टर्ड दैट आर्ट. You know, like anything, I am talking to people. Yet I am mastered the art of doing the namasmarana in the mind. It's an art. मैं बात कर रहा हूं फिर भी ओम नमः शिवाय ओम मेरा अंदर जा रहा है चल रहा है My main goal is Om Namah Shivaya, not the people, but I have to talk to the people. I have to interact with them. So I am doing it. I am not distracted in my attention of the world and I am not compromising with the quality of my work. वो सब मैं कर रहा हूँ बट फिर भी एक मास्टरी आ गया कि I remember the God. In the same way, the Jivan Muktas established in that Atmanubhuti, outside they just do it. That's later on, not in the beginning. पहले तो अपने गुफा से बाहर ही नहीं आएंगे थोड़ा थोड़ा खिड़की खोलेंगे दरवाजा खोलेंगे धीरे धीरे एक कदम बाहर दो कदम बाहर बिकॉज मेन थिंग शुड नॉट बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड नो लाइक द फेलो आई एम गिविंग ए नेगेटिव एग्जांपल जिसका हाथ पैर फ्रैक्चर हो गया 6 महीने इज इन द बेड सो व्हेन ही गेट्स अप ही कैन नॉट रन स्ट्रेट अवे इन द फर्स्ट डे ही विल मेक ओनली स्टैंडिंग फॉर 4 days 3 days खड़ा ही नहीं हो सकता है then that walker is given 2 steps that's it because जो रिपेयर हो रहा है वो खराब नहीं होना चाहिए पहले जो भी पार्ट्स को असेंबल किया है या नट बोल्ट लगाए because lot of accident bone fractures isn't it slowly and later on also he will only move within his own house from bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen that's all वो आफ्टर 1 साल के बाद धीरे बरामदे में चलेंगे वो I'm telling you the example for how a Jivan Mukta also will not take the world for granted, slowly only maintaining in his inner thing, he will. Like a Bhakta, maintaining his bhakti inside, which he generated in a morning puja, he does his work in the outside. Like a person of values. Remembering the values inside, he goes into the world. Today I'll be honest, today I'll be loyal, today I'll not cheat, today I'll speak truth. देखो नहीं तो बाहरी जगत में बह जाना इजी होता है which is not good. Anyway, these are all coming, these discussions come under this heading of tapaha manasasya indriyanam aikagryam. So in this way narayana एकाग्र्यम परमतो इति स्मरणातु एनम आत्मानं यह अनुपश्यति सह मुक्तो भवति. In this way, with the help of this tapasya as well as satyam, one is able to manage outer and inner world. Then, through the Manana Chintana on the Mahavakyas, he will bring to his own experience the inner self, like the other 4 examples of Tileshu Tailam, Dadhaniva Sarpi, etc. So, in this way, that beautiful was the mantra number 15. Now, Kathamena Manupashyadi iti ataha aha. So, how is the vision of that reality to this Jivan Mukta? अब देखो उस श्लोक में साधना कह दी सिद्धि कह दी और इस श्लोक में लक्षण कह रहे दैट्स हाउ द बुक इज रिटन बट इन आवर लाइफ टू जंप फ्रॉम द 15 श्लोका टू 16 वी मे नीड सम लाइव्स ओनली बिकॉज पहले हमको साधना करके अनुभव पाना है बट एनीवे वी आर स्टडीइंग द सिद्धांत हियर थियरी हियर सो थियरी विल नॉट स्टॉप तो हम पढ़ते जाते बट द प्रैक्टिस एंड अनुभव इज स्लोली स्टेप बाय स्टेप है ना the theory that I have to go to Rameshwaram. So this is what you take flight, then train, then taxi. Theory it is. But practically though, everything takes its own time and effort. So to theory we have to understand, but practice is step by step only. So what is this last shloka? Sarvavyapinam atmanam shire sarpirivarpitam atmavidya tapomulam tadbrahmopanishad param tadbrahmopanishad param. Again, sarvavyapinam atmanam shire sarpirivarpitam atmavidya tapomulam tadbrahmopanishad param. That Brahmopanishad Param, very powerful, very complete, very beautiful mantra, like all the earlier mantras. Every mantra is so beautiful, powerful, complete. So, the question is what? Katham enam anupashyati. how the experience is like. वो आत्मा कैसा होता है नहीं बताएंगे, बट वो आत्मा अनुभव कैसा होता है बताएंगे. You understand? First thing is sarva vyapinam. If anybody has realized the self, the first sign of a realization of self is that self alone is spreading everywhere, pervading everywhere, permeating everywhere. अगर आत्मा का सर्वव्यापकत्व नहीं जाना तो आत्मा को जाना ही नहीं. बिकॉज आत्मा नहीं सर्वव्यापक. सर्वव्यापक. What is the meaning of Sarvavyapaka? After the Atmanubhuti, when again we use our faculties and see the world, in that world scene, everywhere that same Atman should be seen, including in our own Upadis. That's the meaning of Sarvavyapinam. The Atman is सर्वव्यापी. स्वामी ये दिल में तो मेरे को भगवान मिल गए, अब ना दिमाग में भगवान है ना बाहर है, ऐसा नहीं होता. The substratum is everywhere there, no? Therefore, everywhere substratum only should be seen by us. Sarvavyapinam, all pervade. As we saw in our common sense thought today, and now the whole world of things and beings are seen with the faculties. But for a jnani, in all that sarvatra, the same Paramatma is there. He has no doubt at all in that. That's the meaning of Sarvavyapinam. First. Second is Atmanam. It is experienced as a self and self everywhere. Therefore, everything is my own self. Atmanam. Then how this Atma Sarvavyapi? Kshirehe Sarpihi Iva. Kshire Sarpihi Iva Arpitam. Then one which is Sarvavyapi. How? Like the Sarpi in the Kshira. Very cute example, but little subtle thought. Like in the milk, the what do you call the मक्खन मलाई मलाई नॉट मक्खन. मक्खन तो दही में आता है. दूध में जो आता है मलाई सरपी. तो मलाई से ही फिर बटर मिल्क मक्खन घी बनता है. सब एक ही चीज है. बट डोंट स्टडी डेयरी फार्म हियर. वी आर स्टडिंग वेदांत. सो इन द मिल्क हाउ दैट बटर नॉट बटर दैट व्हाट यू कॉल है ना, वो जो पूरा फैला रहता है सरपी. द क्रीम यू कैन कॉल इट इन इंग्लिश. है ना, वो जो दूध का मलाई होता है पंजाबी वालों को तो बहुत पसंद है. सो इट इज एवरीवेयर देयर. इट इज सपोर्टिंग एवरीथिंग. है ना. द टेस्ट टू द मिल्क इज बिकॉज ऑफ द सरपी इन दैट. मलाई के कारण ही दूध वो पूरा मलाई निकाल के इट ट्रिबल 4 times टोन्ड मिल्क. है ना. इट इज लाइक एडिंग सम चूना टू द पानी एंड ड्रिंकिंग ओनली. isn't it? The more creamy milk you drink and see, और उससे चाय बनाओ या कॉफी बनाओ, उसका टेस्ट अंदाज अलग ही है ना. अब ये चीजें आई हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम यू. सो द सर्पी इज द आत्मा ऑफ द क्षीर. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ सर्वव्यापिनम आत्मानम. क्षीरे सर्पि इव अर्पितम. अर्पितम इज एग्जिस्टिंग. ओके. देन आत्म विद्या तपो मूलम. It can be studied in so many ways. That is Atma Moolam. आत्मा को दिलाने वाला विद्या मूलम. विद्या को दिलाने वाला तपो मूलम. You can use it as 3 words or 2 things. Atma Vidya and Tapo Moolam. That also get 2 meanings. Atma Vidya and Tapasya is the Moola base for gaining that Atmanubhuti. Second is, it is in the presence of the Atman only that the Atma Vidya and Tapas are possible. देखो, these intellectual subtleties in which there seems to be a contradiction while explaining, we have to master. It happens when we are very regular and consistent. in listening and contemplating. Yesterday also in our Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, we were told by Vasishtha ji time and again this only. खत्म हो गया कि नहीं कल? पहला वाला सेकंड मुमुक्ष व्यवहार हो गया कि अभी पड़ा है? मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा. हम्म? मुमुक्ष व्यवहार प्रकरणम डिड वी फिनिश यस्टरडे? हाँ हो गया. आज तो थर्ड वन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. उत्पत्ति प्रकरण. I have to go through it. There also it is said. Here also it is. है ना? आत्मविद्या एंड तपस्या. When you do, Paramatma will be achieved. It is by Paramatma's grace only Atmavidya and Tapasya are possible. This is not a contradiction. This is the two way of our doing sadhana. One side in our hands, doing tapasya and gaining the Atmavidya are there. At that time, this becomes the cause, and the effect is our Atma sadhana. The other side is the Atma or Paramatma's grace that the Atma Vidya and Tapasya one is able to do. At that time, the Upasana we do to that Paramatma, asking him to bless us with the ability for Atma Vidya and Tapasya. This in turn leads to the Atmanamut. Okay, in this way. But most beautiful will be Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Bhashyam to this mantra. आत्मविद्या तपो मूलम तद ब्रह्मोपनिषद परम तद ब्रह्मोपनिषद परम. ओके. सर्वव्यापिनम आत्मानं क्षीरे सर्पिरिवार्पितम आत्मविद्या तपो मूलम तद ब्रह्मोपनिषद परम तद ब्रह्मोपनिषद परम. सो दिस श्लोका भाष्य के साथ थोड़ा कल पढ़ेंगे. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you, friends. We'll see you in 5 minutes for Gita, second chapter.